Yep. Welcome to Dallas Center, Iowa for another broadcast here of Mustang softball. Here we go. We got on the mic, we got Lance Burke up there doing his thing. Did a great job out there on Little Philly night. 100 names or probably more than that. Seeing some of those young kids out there, they hear their name over the loudspeakers, and then it's like they just won a boxing match or something like that. We got the music man, Zach Mulder, doing his thing up there. The magician, Mike Bynum, all over that technology. We got a couple kids out there in the outfield, too, making sure that you can see some of the thing that's going on here as well. Filling in for Jeff Hanneman, we got Tim Short. He said yes. It was one of those things, Tim, when we went through and I'm looking, I called quite a few people, and it was one of those, you talk to them, and it was like, you go out to eat with a bunch of people and everybody wants to take the check, but when it actually comes, they get the alligator arms. So they say yes, 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 they get the alligator arms. Like, I don't think I want to do that. So thank you for stepping in. We're going to have a good night tonight.
Absolutely, yeah. It's unfortunate you're having to scrape the bottom of the barrel tonight, but we'll do the best we can.
You were the first call. I got your name from Kathleen Fissler, and they're like, here's who you want on this thing right here. So, Pella Dutch is coming to town. We got a lot of things going. This is going to be a good game for us. I mean, and we need a good game. When we start looking at this, we need to be challenged. If you don't ever get challenged, adversity hits, and you don't know how to take that adversity.
That's
so
exactly right.
We're going to need some of that right now. We'll get it today. We come in today 18-3 on the year. And one of those losses is Pella Dutch.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
So 13-8 for the Pella Dutch right there. So obviously one of those wins is against the Mustangs right there. So this is a huge game tonight for conference implications. So right now this game's going to be huge. Norwalk is at Indianola tonight. So Mike will be taking care of that and seeing what's going on there. So we'll see if we can't get some scores going on for that.
Yep.
So we start looking at historical matchups, Tim, and, this is a team that, it's a natural rival. We've talked about rivals, quite a bit, and they're a natural rival for us. Go back to 2014 through 2018. DCG won the series over those 4 years right there, 6-4.
Uh-huh.
So pretty even right there. I mean, you could be 1 or 2 runs from being 50-50.
Right.
So you go 2018 through 2023, 14-0. DCG's been running away with this thing every single year, but now 24 is the only thing that matters.
Right.
And we're 1-1.
Yep.
So I mean, there you go. What do you think about what do you think about today's game that's going to be interesting to you?
Yeah, well, obviously having split with them down there and walking away from that feeling we should have been 2-0.
Yep.
In some respects, there's a little bit of a revenge factor going on, so we got to be mindful of that.
Yep.
And you can get too hyped up for a game like this and play tight, and so it's going to be important for them to really be able to play within themselves and focus on the things that they can control and not worry about what's the score right now.
Hey, that's a great point because some of the stuff is not in your control, so you can get over amped. You can, and sometimes that energy is good, but it needs to withstand through. I mean, this can be a long game, a 7-inning game, and things like that. You never know. On the other side of that, Pella Dutch comes in. They're like, we beat them once before. We know we can do it. But we got to do things right. We got to make the plays that we can make, and we got to get after it right out of the gate. This isn't a game that you want to get behind in early because you're going to be scratching for runs the entire time. And one of the things I've noticed out of this team is in those early innings, Tim, we've seen a lot of times where we get, say Macy Riley gets on, she gets a double, or Zaruba, or it doesn't matter who it is. And then some of those, it might be Reese Burke putting a bunt down here, which – who would have ever thought that your big hitters, your big sluggers, going to be putting, right down the line here to try and advance those.
Yep.
See if Mulder, see if Riley, see if somebody else can come in and knock those players in to get that one run. That first run, very important.
Yep. Yeah, that's one thing that Coach Slafke has never been afraid to do is have anybody in the lineup lay down a bunt.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to play at this level, if you're going to play at the college level, everybody has to be able to bunt. and you better be able to bunt with 2 strikes.
Yep.
Because it doesn't make any difference, because you're going to get your opportunity, and that's the way it's going to be. And I remember it wasn't that long ago, our catcher.
We've got Liddon and we've got Amelia Ellert.
Ellert had her shot at a bunt, didn't do it, and then blasted one over the center field fence on the next pitch. So,
that's a fun makeup, yeah.
Yeah, but I'll tell you right now, Coach Slavky had a conversation, said, your job was to put the bunt down and move the runners. Yep. Yeah, it worked out. We're going to give you a high five right now, but those are coaching moments that you have to take advantage of.
That's exactly
because there's a lot of them out there.
Yep.
Yes, it turned out okay, but by God, these are some things that happen in the game. So, now, a lot of good things happening. Let's talk about a little bit about what's coming up. We've got the
Number 2
Linmar tournament. Yeah, Norwalk tomorrow.
Yeah,
Norwalk tomorrow. We got a doubleheader going there.
Yeah.
Jeff will probably be back for that one, but if he's not, guess what? I'll be knocking on your door.
You betcha.
But Norwalk. They got great pit. We split. We took one from Norwalk.
Yeah, early in the year down to Norwalk. Yeah.
So right now, conference standings, it's DCG and Norwalk right there, 1-1.
Yep.
So if we win tonight, huge games coming up. So.
Yep. And this is the time of year where it's really important to start building the momentum.
Right.
A big win tonight would be great, and then follow that up with tomorrow against Norwalk, and then going into that tournament with 4 days in a row of softball.
Right.
Yeah, a game tonight, 2 games tomorrow, 2 games Friday, 2 games Saturday. This is the time you really want to start building your momentum towards the end of the season and playoff time.
Absolutely. Yeah, there's just a lot happening within the games right now. Let's see what's going to happen on the field. Got a couple of youngsters out there doing the coaching for DCG tonight.
Well, I think that's fitting since Schlafke's getting ready to retire. We need to find the next coach.
Well, maybe this is our next coach right here. That's awesome. When we watch the kids, we kind of said it earlier a little bit, but man, when they walk across that field right there, they get their name called. Man, that's a big moment in those kids. These U6 and U8 kids, U10.
Yep.
They want to play on this field right here. This is a big deal to them.
Yep.
And it's really good that they can hear their name go over that. That just keeps them energized.
Exactly.
Right?
It's kind of their World Series moment, All-Star game moment type thing.
Yeah. So our 2 honorary Batgirls tonight, Anna and Macy Ellingson. So we got a couple Batgirls, in the dugout right there. And it's important when you're building a program that you create energy at the young age.
That's exactly right.
I mean, it has to be fun. You have to create energy. You have to have all that type of stuff out there. This is what it takes if you really want to be good, long term.
And I think that Coach Schlafke's got a great job of that through the years of really investing in the time it takes to do that with these younger programs. Even going down, when my daughter was, 3rd, 4th, 5th grade, he would come to the coaches meeting and say, "Here's the stuff we want you guys to really focus on."
That's
doing.
exactly right. And when you have somebody that is kind of not overseeing everything, but definitely has the input of all the stuff. If it's this is all DCG softball, right? I mean, this is the pinnacle right here.
Yep.
This is what you're working for, is to get on that field and do the best you can with what you've got right there. And, there's no doubt. I mean, he's gone to a lot of softball games. He went to a lot of my girls' games, when they were younger, in the young ages, and Jeff too, when his kids and our kids, both of them, are out there doing their thing. So
yeah.
We're just about ready to go with the starting lineups here, and it looks like we're going to get moving here quickly. So we're going to go ahead and wait for our starting lineups, and we'll get after this thing. Maybe we've already had a change in the lineup here.
Yeah, that's a good question.
Yeah, now Coach Sloffy will come out and go, all right, what's going on? Is
Yep.
there something I need to know? Because it's probably past 7:30. Yep,
Right.
7:27. He's like, all right, you got 2 minutes to figure out what's going on here. Because if there was a change, we need to know what the change was.
Right. Yeah, he's getting his explanation now, it looks like.
Yep. I mean, you need to know that stuff because it matters maybe in substitutions and things like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, strategy was definitely can be lineup dependent.
Right. Oh, yeah, absolutely. You know, Pella has a very young roster. So, I mean, it's in a short roster at that, which is unusual. They've usually had a lot of kids out. So.
Yeah, and I don't know if that's something that's because obviously we were down at Pella Christian a couple days ago, and they had, when you looked in their dugout, it looked like they had 5 or 6 girls that were out of uniform because of injuries and knee braces on and stuff like that. So.
Right. Yeah, and that could be part of it as well.
Softball complex for tonight's Little Hawkeye Conference matchup featuring the Pella Dutch and the Dallas Center Grimes Mustangs. The Dutch come in tonight's game with a record of 13-8 overall, 8-5 in conference play. The Mustangs come into tonight's game with a record of 18-3 overall and 11-1 in conference play. At this time, let's meet the starters for Pella. Leading off and playing shortstop, number 20, Ava Curry. Batting second and playing first base, number 11, Ella Henstra. Batting third and pitching, number 22, Emma Ekoff. Batting fourth and playing second base, number 15, Katie Shepard.
Got a little note on the Indianola and
Batting fifth and playing third,
Norwalk.
Yeah.
Is Indianola Norwalk. It postponed right now. They must be getting some weather down there. So it's not delayed, postponed. I mean, they're going to have to do that another day.
Okay, yeah.
So.
batting seventh in the DP position, number 2,
And that's a game that they're going to – it'll be interesting. Well, they're going to go by losses first.
Yeah.
So that's a game that they're going to have to get in, and it's tight right now. I mean, you look at our schedule. How many open dates do we have?
Very few. Very few.
Yeah, so they're going to have to get after that one.
Which means they'll have a week where they have even more games than normal.
That's true.
Assistant coaches for the Dutch are Ryan DeShatis, Thea Weiss.
I assume that, like us, that's a single header as opposed to a double header down there, but I don't know. I
I'm
kind
not
of
sure.
assume they match them up kind of across the conference that way.
Now, let's meet the starters for your Dallas Center Grimes Mustangs. Leading off and playing left field, number 1, Lydia Silva. Batting second and playing first base, number 17, Reese Hart. Batting third and playing center field, number 9, Irene Johansson. Batting fourth and playing shortstop, number 2, Macy Riley. Batting fifth and pitching, number 24, Ophelia Hiller. Batting sixth and playing designated player, number 6, Sarah Shallow. Batting seventh and playing second base, number 7, Bella Mulder. Batting eighth and playing third base, number 8, Haley Yule. Batting ninth and playing right field, number 19, Abby Evans. And pitching for the Mustangs, number 27, Tessa Jones. The assistant coaches for the Mustangs are Brett Vanderpool, Caitlin Lindekew. The head coach for the Mustangs is Steve Schlofke. The umpires for tonight's game, Corey Tigas on the bases and Richard Sebring behind the plate. Now we ask that you please stand, remove your caps, and direct your attention to the flag in center field as we honor America and those who protect our freedom with the playing of the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see
All right, we're ready to rip another great night of softball out here right now. The weather's perfect. There's almost no wind. Just a little bit. Maybe it's coming from right center into towards home plate. Maybe just a little bit. The flags are straight down in center field.
Yeah.
So we really got some things going right now. So
Beautiful night for softball.
yeah, absolutely. So on the mound, Tess Jones right now. Tessa Jones getting after it right there on the mound. And we'll see what happens here. Man, she's been one of the bright, shining stars, really over this season. I mean, and it goes back to last year as well. I mean, just a totally different pitcher than what Aubrey Johansson is.
Right.
I think Aubrey missed the last game, I believe. Had a college visit or
She did.
orientation
she had to
or
get
something.
registration. I think registered down at Missouri State.
Yeah. So, well, you'd think, the coach would say, maybe you can go ahead and wait till after the season. You would think our coach and their coach would have that relationship.
Yeah.
Right?
You'd think.
Yeah. So, but no, but it is. It's all good, and that's one of the benefits right here. I mean, you never know what's going to happen. You never know. You got illness, you got injury, you got a whole plethora of different things that can happen. But really, we've got 2 starters,
Right.
so that's
Yeah.
a huge, huge deal for us.
Yeah. Well, and even even Camilla's come in and had a couple starts and some good innings pitched. So
Absolutely.
I think that we've blessed with a relatively deep pitching staff.
And just a totally different type of pitcher too. You got a junker right here, and Camila
Great
comes
changeup.
in and gets a lot of gas and things
yep.
like that. And so you go. The question is, do you start with gas and end with the junker, or do you start
Right.
with that and try and blow it by them? And that's always, those are the coaching X's and O's.
Right. Which depends a little bit on what the hitting style is of the team you're playing with. Every team's got their own offensive personality, and you've got to kind of figure that out too.
Yeah, there's no doubt. Yeah, I mean, if you've got big-time heavy hitters, boy, you might want to stay away from the gas because they'll punch that gas right over the center field fence. Two balls, one strike to your batter right there. Ava Curry, the senior. Oh, a nice cut right there. He got a nice, lefty, speed too. Nice move on that ball.
Yeah, nice poke into center field there.
Yeah, and that's one of the things. If you get into the kids that throw a lot of off-speed type stuff, I mean, you can sit on that off-speed, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you sit on it, and you just wait for it to come because you know it's coming. The question is it over the plate or not over the plate? So that you can see, and I think she probably wasn't tipped off, but
Right.
she knows she's not that powerful that she can't foul these things off.
And that's one of those things where, as a pitch caller, coach has got to be mindful of getting into routines and patterns that could be picked up on.
Yeah, I mean, you don't want to go fastball, curve,
Right.
fastball, curve. Mix it up. Every third pitch is this or whatever.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, those are the games within the game, right?
Exactly.
But you know over there on the sideline that they're tracking the number, they're tracking the type, they're tracking everything there is that's going through there. So Avery, a junior, she's been in the program now for 4 years. This is her 4th year. We'll wait for this pitch to come. 2 balls, 1 strike. 2-2. Nice, got that through there. This is the first year they've used the armbands,
Yes.
I think, right?
Yeah. I was just thinking the same thing. What a difference this is now with the armbands compared to last year even.
Yeah. And I was when I first saw that, I'm like, you got to be kidding me.
I would need to have my readers out there with me to see it.
Yeah. It's like, but, sometimes, the signals you get going so fast, the kids, they don't get it sometimes. And
This should eliminate a lot of confusion that way.
yeah. But now you got to there's probably multiple wristband. I don't know what
Yeah.
they got going or how it works, but there's probably multiple codes, and you got to make sure you get the right one. Everybody's got to be. So communication's still there.
Yep. Well, and yeah, a lot of times you'll see a couple extra players come out of the dugout to switch armband cards when there's a pitching change.
Yeah. Yeah, might as well. Yeah, makes sense. That was
Good
a
back
very
pick.
good pitch right there, right
Yeah.
on the outside corner. That was a really good pitch right there. It just had enough on it, so it must have been just enough outside that you're not going to get that call right there. That was a great spot. 1-1, your count, 1 out.
I like the back pick there. You sometimes wonder if she doesn't frame that a little bit more longer, if it doesn't maybe get it.
Woo! It's amazing, these kids, what they can do with these softballs and baseballs and so much curve and spin and stuff like that. It's just amazing.
It really is.
Man, that is
outside,
right painted on that outside lane right there. I mean, it's right there, but it's consistent. She didn't get the other one.
Right.
She didn't get that one. And that one's right on the black.
Yeah.
Now you just got to adjust.
Yeah, if he stays consistent with that all night, you just make the adjustment.
Yeah, you just have to adjust as a pitcher. You have to adjust as a batter. You just keep on going the whole time for sure. Got a little adversity going on here. 1 out, runners on second and first. You know, and you're at that point right now. You want to scratch a run. This is your 4th batter up, so typically this is where you get your power hitters and your RBI generators and things like that. So I mean, it's this is something right here. Let's see if we can't get maybe jammed and pop that thing up to Macy Riley over there at shortstop and see if we can't get us a double play on somebody that getting a little too aggressive on the base paths.
Trying to be, like you said, trying to work and scratch that one run across, getting a good jump and. Long run for Aubrey.
Oh, my goodness. There, you can still get her out at third.
Yep.
Got her. God, it was close right there. That's a great job out of your right fielder right there.
Yep. A freshman.
Oh, my God. It's ridiculous, isn't it? Yeah. Addie Abens out there, and she's been in center field for quite a while, and now over there in right field, and just a heads-up play.
Yep.
And I think we're watching something really, really good happen with Addie Abens and what she's been able to do here this year in softball.
Well, here we are on youth night, and through all of their youth softball growing up, Addie was the catcher for Tess Jones.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Well, she should be out there catching right now, but we got the couple of the best right there behind the plate right now.
We do.
Well, you get out of this inning right here with unscathed. You know, when that throw to third base was right there, and that foot came off just a little bit when she went to go get that because the ball went right over, so she had to go through, came off, but she must have got right back on there. Oh, that
looked like a good pitch.
Yeah. Boy, wow. I mean, we're right there. 2 balls, 1 strike. We're right there. And this is going to be one of the – it's hard, I think, zones like this for junk throwers because you got to be there, whereas kids that throw straight
there we go.
probably don't have that as much of an issue right there. Great job, Tess Jones, right there, getting out of that inning. That's huge.
Yep.
So what are we thinking on the bats then, Tim? Let's get up there and start slamming that thing and see what happens, or see if we can't scratch one.
I'm thinking that based on the history of what he's done throughout the season, that if we get a runner on, we're going to see a bunt or at least a fake bunt to steal, and maybe even 2 bunts to try to get that runner on third with an opportunity to knock him in with a single.
Yeah, I mean, there's just so many opportunities right there. I mean, this is to get out of that inning right there with no runs scored is huge. That allows us to maybe see if we can't get that first run. That first run, it's kind of like the first points in overtime in basketball.
Right.
It's like, man, that one is huge.
It's significant.
So Zaruba hitting 388 right now. Reiling 466. So, I mean, we've got a lot of good things going right now at the bat.
Yep. Yeah, Aubrey's at 500.
Leading things up for the Mustangs will be left fielder number 1, Lydia Zaruba.
You know, Lydia, I mean, what a story this is right here. Gradual improvement every single year.
That's
Probably
exactly
a kid
right.
that has, just the energy and the desire and all these different things to really do well in really getting a nice season in right now. And hopefully it don't end after this year. Hopefully she can continue on and
Yeah, it would be
play.
fun to see her, though. As I understand it, she's not looking to play beyond this year.
You know, and if you don't, and this is the end of it,
Yeah.
what better way to end your career than at the state tournament?
Yep. You know, my younger daughter is an 8th grader, so just starting to get into the program here at this level. And Lydia was one of the players that spoke up at the players' meeting, just talking about how important it is to be on time and do these things. And from what I understand, that's not who Lydia was when she was an 8th grader and 9th grader.
Well,
it was very much she's grown a lot. It's what I've heard, and it was fun to hear the stories about her growth and where she's at now.
that's what it's about, right? It's about growth on the field, growth off the field, and all the things that make you a Mustang softball player. You're representing your community. You see this in college all the time, and they're young kids. I mean, it's hard to go through all this stuff anyway. You're in the spotlight all the time. But yeah, what a story.
Ooh.
And she offered on that one. Good
Yep.
pitch.
Yep.
Down low. Probably would have been a good one to hold off on. Easy
Right.
for me to say. She's the expert on that.
Yep.
I would have struck out a long time ago.
Yeah, we were talking a little bit earlier about the consistency of the strike zone. Hope that one pitch seemed a little bit, the called strike seemed a little bit maybe low and outside. But it's interesting the difference of what they'll call for a right-hander versus a left-hander.
You know,
where
and
they're
that's
on
that's
that.
true because it was a left-handed batter on that other one, and it was right there. So it's just different, and
Yeah.
it matters a little bit where the catcher is setting up and where the
Umpire
right
set
now
up.
he's right over the inside corner. So I mean, it's hard to see all the way on the other side. Sometimes on the other side of that,
Especially if the catcher's moving their head, when
right?
getting in your
yeah.
view.
Yeah. Yep. Yes, Reese Burke. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out right here. Yeah, that's up.
And she's hitting 424 coming into the game with a 448 on base percentage, 443 on base percentage, I think.
Yeah,
So
that's not bad.
No.
Last I knew, that was a Hall of Fame numbers.
Yep.
You know, I mean, this is the way it goes right here. Let's see if we can get one right now. Woo!
See, all over that.
Just, you know, the change of speed on some of these balls is what is the difference between hitting it against the left field fence and the right field fence.
Yep.
Just a little bit, you know, a couple miles an hour difference can make a huge impact on where that ball goes. So 2-2, 1 out right now. It's important that the Mustangs can get through some batters right now in this. You know, even if they don't score, see if we can't get 6 batters up there, or 3 or 4. You know, just some that we can get things going, make that defense work.
Yep. And get the pitcher throwing lots of pitches.
Right. Yeah. We need to get that same level of adversity that we had out there to see how
Force
they
them.
respond.
Ooh.
Yeah, you never know. That one's it's just too. That's one of them junker ones that looks like it's up and it comes straight down like that. That's a great pitch. I mean, that's all there is to it. Great pitch.
As a batter, you feel it went over the zone where you're at, but doesn't so much matter what it feels like if they still call it a strike.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it is what it is. She'll get back up there on the next one, and she'll get her cuts in. And she had a couple foul balls right there, took it down through there. So let's see if we can't get this going here. 2 outs. You can score a lot of runs with 2 outs. It's all right. Here we go. Time to play defense again.
Made him make plays.
Yep. Time to make some more. And this is, it seems like a lot of times this once we go through the order and then we get back through that second time, it's a totally different team at that point. So, for sure.
It makes a difference having seen the pitcher your first at bat
to
get through the lineup the next time.
And it's not overpowering by any means. So it's just a matter of making sure that we can kind of get going on some other actions there. Whether you're a pitch hitter, a designated hitter, or whatever it is, get after that thing and see if you're never going to hit if you don't swing. That's for sure.
Exactly right.
But it's nice to have the defense. I think everybody pretty much trusts our defense.
Yeah.
They trust our pitchers. They trust our catcher. If they hit it out in the outfield right now, our outfield is nails.
Yeah.
Look at that outfield that you got right now.
Yep.
That is unbelievable. And you look at your we're probably a better defensive team with Tessa pitching.
Yeah.
That gives our athleticism. Yeah. We're probably a better defensive team this way than we are with Aubrey pitching.
Mm-hmm. Well, and defensively, he's moved the batting order around. Everybody's moved around different places.
Reese Burke is hitting 2 today. There's
But
one.
defensively, there's been the infield has been the same since day one.
Yeah.
Lydia's been in left field pretty much the entire season.
Yep.
We've seen when Aubrey pitches, obviously that changes our center field position. But for the most part, everybody knows their role on defense, and they're very solid at it.
Yeah. Well, and Addie would then move over to center field when Aubrey's pitching, right?
Yep, and Summer comes into right.
And those are 2 totally different positions.
Yeah.
It's the angle's different, the responsibilities are different. So there's a lot of differences going on with that right there. Wow. That one looked much low.
Amelia did a good job framing that.
Yeah. Whoop!
Ooh. Gunner. No.
Couldn't pick it up.
Yep. Uncharacteristic there.
Yeah, she had plenty of time right there, but you're going to your right. You're doing a lot. And that's been, one of the keys of the game right there are those errors that do show up once in a while.
Yep.
That'd be DCG's 19th error on the year right there to 45 errors for Pella. So if you can put that ball in play and you can get it and start striking that ball, you're going to have success.
Yeah. Well, like I said earlier, that was very uncharacteristic of her. She's got a cannon for an arm. She doesn't have to rush too much.
Yeah, but, it's some of those, like that one right there, she'll come back and make great plays too.
Yep, she absolutely will.
waiting for that ball to come over my way, and hopefully one of these kids will save me.
Right? Although I don't see many of them with their ball gloves up here.
Yeah.
Ooh. Must have just stayed up.
And Amanda Keski, the freshman, hitting 385 on the year. So definitely capable. I'm surprised right here. I mean, you always know that, you know, a base hit probably going to score from second, right? But this is one, if it's me, I'm bunting that kid over to third base a lot sooner than we did right here, so that a fly ball definitely will score that run. Yeah, that pitch has not been there all day long. And it does look like it's scraping that outside corner, but he's not liking it. And they're not swinging.
No. They're being very disciplined at the plate.
Yep. That's a strike all day right there. Nice shot. That's a lot of guts out of your pitcher right there. You know, it's hard when that strike zone is like a paper plate sometimes. You know, how do I get in there, especially with that type of pitcher that she is? And but, man, that thing comes around. Way to go and get that done.
A lot of confidence in that changeup.
Absolutely, yeah. And confidence in the coaching staff for that changeup. Yeah, I got her out first base. Great play right there.
Yeah.
That's what I thought they should have done, the batter before.
Right.
This one here, they got a lot of speed, obviously, right there. So now you got 2 outs, and that is not going to score on a fly ball right here. Missed opportunity right there. That was really close at first base.
Yeah, Haley fielded that and came up firing.
Yeah.
And Macy could make up for that first mistake.
Yeah. See, easy come, easy go, right? There you go.
I know Pella wasn't real pleased with that call at first base, but it looked to me like she got her.
You know, it's bang, bang play, right? Yep. And those are the ones that we need to put ourselves in that position. They've had 4 base runners now. We've had 0. So we got to start getting after this thing right here. You know, if there's ever a ball that you need to make a play, you want to go into your shortstop, Macy Riley.
Yes, you do.
Right? I mean, that's a perfect play for us right there. I mean, that'll be probably the last error for her on the year for sure.
Right.
So no problems there.
Yeah, you expect every routine play to be made by her and the occasional extraordinary play.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, that ball that went out into the grass a little bit that we ended up throwing him out at third base. That's one of those two, whether it's Macy or second base or somebody, those kids have got to get out there and get after that ball and realize where they're at.
Though off the bat, I thought that was going to be a lot deeper than it was. And then Aubrey just had to keep on coming, keep on coming.
I would agree. But when you see your center fielder out there hauling like that.
Well, and as that middle infielder, your job is to go until you're called off.
Yeah, right on.
Leading things off for the Mustangs, the shortstop, number 2, Macy Riley.
All right, we've said it before. You know, you get that one, that great play at the end. It's like that. Maybe this is what starts you up right here. This is your number 4 batter. This is your gunner right here.
Yeah.
She's had a great season. Will continue to have a good season as well. Let's see if we can't get off the schneid here and get us a base runner. On base percentage, like you said, over 500. I mean, that is just unbelievable.
Yeah. Such a complete player. I mean, as far as singles, but also the home runs, defensively.
Yeah, that's that pitch, Tim, that we've been waiting, that we haven't got. We haven't got that one yet, but I don't know. Is what it is.
He's human too, I guess. That was a little further out.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, I mean, if you're going to call it, then you go out there, just see where
How
it
far
actually
you'll go.
Yeah. Well, what can I get away with?
Exactly.
1-1, no outs. Macy Reiling, your batter.
The 1-on-1 count is the most important count of the at-bat for the pitcher, so Mason needs to be ready to jump on one here. And she did.
Yeah, that's called bye-bye time. That's called bye-bye time.
That it is.
And see, that's why it's so important. If you can get somebody on base, that turns that into a two or three-run opportunity versus the one. Big-time hit, Macy Reiling, your shortstop. We said it at the beginning. How many times do you make that big-time play, and you take that energy back into the dugout, and you take it right there, and you get that ball? Man, that's huge.
She didn't miss her pitch.
No, she did not miss her pitch. That's her 9th home run of the season right there. She has an opportunity to flirt with the all-time record, I think, is in that 15-16 range, if I remember correctly. Yeah. She gets a couple good days in there. There's a lot of games going on here in the next few days. She gets 3 or 4. She's going to be right there with some of the best power hitters that we've had go through this school.
And she's very streaky. She can get on. I mean, there was a couple times last year where she had 2 or 3 in a night.
Yeah.
And, just gets on streaks and gets hot. And if she can stay hot, that'll be big for this team.
We do know that the best time to hit a home run is today. Right?
Exactly.
It doesn't matter what happened yesterday or what you think you're doing tomorrow.
Yep.
But today is a good day to have a good day. Amelia Illert, man, what a great deal it is for her. This is why you need depth. This is why you need kids at multiple positions that can do different things, because she's the reason why this team is being successful as they are.
Yeah.
When she came in right after that injury, I'm like, all right, here we go. What's the first thing she does? She throws somebody out at second base. I think if you're on the offense, you go ahead and test that out, right?
Yeah,
you're like,
absolutely.
Hey, let's see what she's got.
Yep.
They paid the price.
Anytime
and then comes back, gets base hit.
Yeah.
Wow. We'll have to, and this is, that outside corner right there. This ball that she's throwing is a different ball than what Tess is throwing.
Yeah.
So it's just a totally different dynamic.
Campbell grounds out to short. Bringing up second baseman, number 7, Mulder.
That's 7. Bella Mulder comes up.
Yep. Hitting 380 with a 458 on base percentage.
Yeah, she's another one of those kids that when she hits the ball, it's a different feel. It's a different sound.
Healthy hack at that one.
Yeah, I mean, it's short, kind of one of those short swings where you're getting in there and you're in it, and then boom, it's through that zone really, really quick.
Nice.
That's base hit all day long right there.
Even if she snags that, she's deep enough in the hole. That'd be a tough play.
Yeah, that's base hit all day long. No, yeah, even if she does get it, it just keeps the ball from getting wet, and that's it. A little pass ball would be nice about right now, wouldn't it? Just so we can get her over to second base.
Get her in scoring position.
Without any problems. There you go. Oh, nice.
Nice play by the second baseman. All you can do is tip your hat there.
Yeah, I get that exactly. Haley Ewell gets up there and lasers one over there. Gosh, you go back to Indianola and the third baseman for Indianola. Man, we hit a couple shots. One of them went right between her legs, and she didn't even move.
Yeah.
The next one, like she's awake, and I think it was either Mulder or I can't remember who it was, hit a freaking shot over there and stuck her glove up, and right there it is.
Stuck it in there.
Made that play, and then boom, right over the fence, she hit a home run that at bat. So, I mean, those are things, with this game, there's just so many times that stuff like that happens, so that energy on the defense, it creates a lot of energy on the offense.
It does. It really does.
We got our run, though, right?
Yep, we did. We did.
It was important to get that first run. We got that run, and it looks like we're off and running now.
Need to follow it up with a shutdown inning here on defense.
Leading things off for Pella will be shortstop, number 20, Ava Curry.
Are we back to the top of the order here?
That's Jeff's job. I have no idea. I think so, yeah.
Long run for Lydia, a little too far.
Surprised she didn't catch that.
If it's not tailing away from her, I think she does.
Yeah,
but
probably.
That lefty side spin going out there.
Right. Base hit right up the middle.
Yep.
Base hit middle for Curry.
Yep, that's your leadoff hitter right there, your shortstop, Avery Curry, for sure.
You wonder if she's kind of sitting on that changeup again like she did that first at bat.
I don't know what the problem. The music was still going. I think they should play music the whole time.
NBA like.
Yeah, why not? I think it's awesome. First and second, I think you got to move this runner over.
Ooh, Amelia, can you get there?
It's going to come out.
Nope.
I do like that right there. You bring those hitters in, you might be able to slam one right through there. You never know, things like that.
That always makes me nervous, especially with Reese with no face mask on.
Exactly.
Just getting somebody tattooed.
Nice effort right there. Yep. Well, we've been here before.
Yeah.
So Heemstra with the base hit right there, the sophomore. That's a couple of hits right in a row. So now number 22. Now we were right in this position in the last inning, or in the first inning, and you've got to bunt. You've got to move these runners.
She's got her hands separated there. I don't know if she swings that way or if she's getting ready to actually square. She must just swing that way.
Yeah, you go ahead and maybe you take it. This has got to be down on the ground. But this is your number 3 hitter. This is the one that puts everybody in. I mean, typically your number 3 hitter is your stronger hitter.
That's exactly right. A lot of times you might want to give this gal a chance, and then maybe if she doesn't do it, then maybe her out will still move them over.
Yeah. 387 hitter on the season right now, Emma Eichhoff.
Nice 1-1 pitch there.
Yeah, see, I think you're just missing opportunities, but it's you got other hitters behind you. The objective is to score runs. They get a hit here, it's moot, right?
Right. Well, and that's, the runner is in scoring position there with a hit. But like you said, they can't score on a fly ball. They can't score on a sac fly.
Right on. That was a great piece of hitting right there. That junker was coming in there, and she didn't want to let that thing go. You got 2 strikes, you never know. But she was able to follow that thing off. That was a great piece of hitting right there. 1 ball, 2 strikes. There's no outs in this inning. Big swings, too. I mean, they're really teeing on. They want to hit this thing like 600 feet. And really, you only need, like 100 feet.
Right. Oh.
2 balls, 2 strikes, no problem.
Still in her favor.
That's
good out.
That's just a great. It's a great pitch call. It's a great pitch because you're throwing this junk. And that last one, she got high, and it was a slow pitch. And that one was just fast enough. It got it by that batter. And that's why right there you've got to move those runners any chance that you have the opportunity to, because you never know if you get something like that, you missed your opportunity. Base hit here would score 2 versus 1. I don't know. It doesn't seem like they might be taking a pitch right now or taking a strike. I don't. Sometimes that first one's the best one you're going to get.
Absolutely, especially as that pitcher's really. Ooh, there went a camera. Especially as that pitcher's trying to get ahead in the count there.
Yep. That's a nice shot. Could you do that again if you ever had an opportunity to? Somebody's taken. It didn't hit the camera, but it did hit the fence.
Yeah. Just blew that by her.
So base hit, KO. That's guts at the mound is what that is. That's battling. Our Coach Slough, it's time to battle. It's time to get after it. It's time to move. Now you're at the point right now where you really got to sell out on that defense. Don't let anything get by you in the outfield. If you give up one, you give up one, but you can't let something get by you in the outfield. Now you're getting down into that lower end of the lineup as well.
This is probably our number 5 hitter.
Yep.
This is where we're 2-0 here. We got 2 runners on base, and we've just got 2 outs. You feel like you get that second out, okay, all I need is 1 to get out of the inning, and you sometimes maybe let up a little bit. You really need to focus here on this last one to slam the door.
281 batting average, Kiki Rogers. Well, you don't want to lose this one right here.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to battle back here, and you got to get after this one right here. Kiki Riggin.
Yeah, it's tough there with 4 straight balls.
Yeah.
But still no run. Just takes 1.
Yeah, so
right
the freshman right now, Lucy Carlson, 340 on the year. So definitely capable of doing what she needs to do. And this is one, Pella's standpoint, look for that one pitch. Look for something that you can drive. If it's that first pitch, you get after that thing.
Yeah. That's a good pitch there.
Yeah, right down
part
the
of the
heart.
zone,
And
yeah.
I think they're really. It just appears, just the way they're standing at the plate, approaching the ball, that they're going to take a strike. This is a pitcher's parents' nightmare right now.
Yeah. That's a big pitch
right there on
ahead,
the inside
1-2.
on the hands.
Yep.
There's going to be nothing that she could do with that, even if she did hit it. The only thing that could possibly happen is maybe it squibs out there between pitcher and third base in no man's land.
Right.
And ends up being a base hit on something that goes about 30 feet, not even that. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs.
There we go.
There's your KO. That's
That's the
3
way to-
strikeouts.
Yeah, that's big. Coming back from getting the first 2 runners on base and getting those 2 strikeouts.
Base hit, KO, KO, KO. And I think a lot of it is just your approach at the plate, man. You got to get after that first pitch. If it's there, man, you got to drive that thing. But some opportunities lost. You know, we'll see what happens if we get in the position. If we ever get base runners, we've had 1 base runner.
Right.
And
she didn't stop.
She didn't even, she just kept going.
Yep.
So we technically have not had a base runner
Right.
yet. So we haven't had the opportunity to have some of those that strategy going on. But I just
had any tough decisions to make.
I think if we've got no outs, I don't know if it matters with the hitters that we have in our lineup. I don't care if it matters. If you got Reesberg or Macy Reiling right there or Bella Mulder, it doesn't make any difference who it is. We got hitters down on the bottom of the order that they can knock runs in as well as anybody else. So I think you got to do that.
Well, and having that first run on the board kind of gives you a little bit of freedom to be able to let your swinger swing.
It does, doesn't it? Yeah. But I think now you've been flirting with disaster in those first 3 innings.
2 of those first 3 innings, yeah.
All right, they got a bunch of kids out there. They're going to score sooner or later. We're going to have to put a couple more on the board.
We are. And Addie here at the 9 spot is a great one to turn it over to get on base for the top of the order.
Flirting with disaster. That's a song. Nazareth. I wonder if we got the spinner up there, if he could play that at the next turn.
Addie Abens here is a freshman. Is hitting .490 with a .500 on base percentage.
Now, freshman by technicality.
Academically, yes, because she did.
But I would say Tessa is the same way. They're no longer freshmen because they played high-level basketball. You don't get to go to the state tournament and play games at the state tournament in any sport and then come to another one and then be considered a freshman. Because mentally, you've already proven to be tough.
Yeah.
Physically, you've already been proven to have the tools to play at a very high level.
Yeah.
And look at what she's doing right here, right now. It's just amazing what these freshmen and 8th graders are able to do.
Yeah.
And it's the mental part of it for me that I think is so impressive.
Well, and both Tessa and Addie got playing time last year. Obviously, Tessa in the circle a little bit, and but both got some at bats, so they got some varsity experience as 8th graders.
The anxiety piece of it, the majority of it.
Or they're too young to know they shouldn't be able to hit
right
this
on.
well.
That's part of it. It's like I'm just going to go out there and do my job and get after it. There's no doubt. Back to the top of the order here. So this is our second time through, and we're in the middle of the 3rd inning.
Yep.
Wow. Boy, wow.
That looks outside.
That's we're going to have a conversation here. And this is a good conversation. This is, I think, my first coach-batter conversation since I've seen that we've been doing these. I can't remember another one that wasn't something where there was a meeting at the pitcher's mound or something like that. I think it's just what's going through the conversation right now. It's like, hey, you know what? You didn't get what you wanted right there. They called a strike. You get 3.
Yeah.
All right. So you're still ahead of the game right here. It's no big deal. You're going to get something. If you get it, go ahead and drive that thing.
Right.
They're all in. Swing away and punch that thing through the grass.
Yep. I'm a little surprised that center fielder's shading towards right field because
yeah, she's
Lydia
probably going to
a lot of-
spray it off the
Yeah,
other side
exactly.
for sure.
have to battle here down 0-2.
Lydia 388 on the year right now. And that's the reason why right there that you play in on some of those slapper hitter type kids, because you get that one bounce and then you can kick it right on straight up on there.
Yeah.
You don't get caught up on that second bounce.
Well,
So I get it in the air or take it off the ground.
And you cut down the distance for the time that she's
right,
got to get
she's
down the
like
baseline.
lightning fast. Yeah, because if she's playing right there where she is right now and picks it up, she's probably on first base.
Yep.
Yeah, so Reese saw this at the last. She had good at bat right there. Now, now it's time to learn and see what we can do with this one.
Yeah. Apply that 4 years of learning as a senior athlete here now to be able to come back and tattoo one here.
Right on. 3-0, you're probably going to get the take sign right here, but very seldom do you ever see a 3-0. But, you got a senior, you got a tight game. Maybe this is the one you say, you know what, if you like it, be ready. You got the green light to go ahead and do what you need to do if it's there.
Well, and a lot of times that 3-0 pitch is the one good pitch you're going to be able to see.
There you go. Get moving. Get moving.
Get down.
Ah, she's safe.
She's safe, yeah.
She's right there. That's a great slide right there on the inside of the bag. I'll tell you.
And she's fired up in typical Reese Burke fashion.
That's Wheels Burke right there with that. That was a tough play right there. That's a base hit. That should be a hit in the scorebook right there. And you kind of come through right there. But it was the slide right there that made that play right there.
Well,
yeah,
she was coming from the outfield grass and had to kind of sneak back towards the third baseline side to get through there.
So now you look at where you're at. You're like, all right, now we're right in the heart of our lineup. We scored a lot of runs with 2 outs.
Yep.
So this is a good job right here, because a base hit right here, they're going to go ahead and send this no matter what. I think you send it no matter what.
Especially now with the courtesy.
But you got Reiling right here. I mean, all right. This is the adversity we were talking about. I'm kind of surprised we're not getting ourselves a little coaching meeting out there at the pitcher's mound, just to say, hey, here's what's going on. If you get this, then we're going to do this.
Yeah.
And don't miss to the outside, because she's got to take that to right center if you miss this on the outside edge of plate.
Like that?
Just like that right there.
You're close. Oh. That throw was on time. If that's on line,
it was, but
play.
that's a long throw too.
Yeah.
So that one, you kind of go back to the previous at-bats and the different philosophy. You get after that first pitch. Aubrey Johansson goes out there and slams it through. Now you get that coaches meeting, and you just kind of saw it happen a little bit. You're staying away, because she's been living on that outside edge a little bit.
Definitely has.
Poke that thing out there and just go ahead and slam it for a single. And an RBI, huge RBI single right there. And that really gives you some flexibility when you're out there on defense.
Right. Well, and then, the heads-up base running to advance on that throw.
Absolutely. So it starts with Burke, right?
Yep.
You get out there. If you don't get that over to second base right there, go ahead and make them make that play. They didn't make it. Take the sub. Boom.
Yep.
That's a score right there, basically on that inside slide by Reese Burke.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one fell right off the edge
Yeah.
there. But now you're right where you want to be right here. Macy Reiling, 500 basically hitter when
With
it gets
power.
right down to it with power. Let's just see if we can't put one out there again. Man, that's a that is a tough. Yeah, that's strike two. So I mean, it's falling down on the edge. I mean, I'd live there all day.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't.
If you're a pitcher,
that's not hitter.
Yep.
You can't hit it. You can't. Or if you do, you're not going to do anything with it. And they know I'm going to stay away from this. I'm not. I'm not throwing anything close. Nice play.
Yeah.
Nice play. And that was way out ahead of that one right there. It was just one of those. There's nothing you can really. You got 2 strikes. You got to swing. 'Cause you never know. Right on. Hey, we got another run right there.
We did.
That's big because we've allowed base runners. So
right, a shutdown inning here would be very nice.
Yeah. So Tim, should we just go ahead and put 2 runners on right now? Say, we'll just go ahead and intentionally walk so that we can go ahead and get everything going.
Yeah.
And then we'll just go ahead and start striking everybody out.
It's unfortunate that it feels like that sometimes, but still not necessarily the recommended strategy.
Right. Yeah. Probably not the smartest thing in the world. So our leadoff batter will be number 2, the freshman, Madison Keski. 385 on the year. I mean, the batting averages and things like that, it could be skewed on some of these because it depends on if you're playing 4 and 5A competition,
That's
or if you're playing 2A competition, things like that. I mean, I think we said this earlier in the broadcast, maybe right at the beginning, that this team, the Mustangs, has outscored their opponents 55-1 in the last 5 games. That is a ridiculous stat right there.
Yep, it shows both
so
offense
they need
and
this
defense.
game. This has been a very good game. It's been very good for these kids to be able to get into these tight innings because the defense matters, the offense matters, the pitching matters, the calls matter, everything matters. This has been a very good game.
Yep. You mentioned earlier how young Pella is, but yeah, we got a freshman here. We got a freshman on deck. There's freshmen peppered throughout this lineup.
Yeah, you look, they've got 2 seniors, 4 juniors, and 5 sophomores, 5 freshmen. So they got 5 freshmen and 10 freshmen and sophomores, and 6 juniors and seniors. And then you go look at our roster, and we got 13 seniors and 2 juniors. But we do have 7 freshmen, an 8th grader, and 4 sophomores.
Yeah.
So the future looks very, very good for both clubs.
Yes.
All right, got strikeout right there, right out of the gate. I'm glad we just didn't go ahead and give them those 2 runs like you wanted to do. A little ticky-tacky right there.
Don't know if she was actually trying to bunt that or trying to pull it back and it just
she was
hit the
trying
back.
to get out of the way. It didn't work, though. Avery Park's a freshman. Yeah, this is when I think you really got to move in. She's little.
Uh-huh.
But, man, what a nice swing that was, huh?
Is there. Good pitching there.
I love the aggressiveness. I love that out of these young kids. The ones, how do you do it? How do you get on? What do we got to do? I'm going to hit that ball. I love the aggressiveness that she showed right there.
And it was obviously the pitch calling, but Tessa took advantage of it. She went after that high pitch, and she went right back up there again for her to do it.
Finally got one of them quick innings right there. So now your pitcher can sit down for a second, catch her breath, get a drink of water, do what she needs to do.
And watch the offense take off.
Yep, and see if we can't get 3 in this inning.
We're actually we're up 2-0, but we're actually getting out hit 4-3 in this game.
Yeah, and they've hit it well. When they have hit it, they've hit it really well. When we hit it over the fence.
Right.
And Aubrey hit a shot out to right field. So we've tagged it pretty well as well.
Yeah. But adding in that opportune base running with Reese and then her courtesy runner or pinch runner there, that's what made the difference there on that second run.
Absolutely. It was. It was the aggressiveness of Burke to start it out and get from first to second on the errant throw. And those are the little things. That's the break that this team is going to need in a month.
Right.
To get to the state tournament. They're going to need something like that because it always comes down to something like that in the end.
That's exactly
you got
right.
2 teams that are battling. Who's the one that makes the mistake and who doesn't, and who capitalizes?
Well, and that was a case of if that's an underclassman doing that, they might not make that judgment to get to second base. But
That's
Reese
exactly
being a
right.
senior, been there a couple times. That's an advantage of having 13 seniors on your roster.
It is, just the confidence, and you hope that same confidence is driven down into those younger kids and say, look, you need to move, you need to get going.
Yep. And it's one thing to have the confidence like Addie Abens obviously does at the plate. It's something else to have the knowledge and the confidence to be able to know, okay, I got to get to second base on this one. When it's more in-game situations as opposed to just executing at the plate.
Yeah, Paisley Heidgerken just hoping that she can get on base right now.
Yeah,
because she'll courtesy run for her if she can find a way on, and wouldn't that be nice to have probably the fastest kid, first or second fastest on the team, right there, ready to score. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Amelia's got a battle back here. Good hold there. Turned on one there.
Yeah, she did a nice job of staying back on that one. Just got underneath of everything right there. So now that she threw that one up and high and slow, I'm expecting this one to be probably a little bit lower in the zone, maybe on the on that outside play, but with a little bit more heat and gas on it.
Right through there.
All right, gotta run. Gotta go.
There she goes.
All right.
That was a good at-bat there, getting down.
That was a great at-bat right there, going on both sides right there. It should be seeing the 8th grader here.
Yep.
Yeah. So this will be a courtesy run. That's a huge at bat right there by your catcher. I mean, that's big time right there. She has been such a good player.
Yep. Well, and one of I think at least 5 of these seniors that are going on to play college softball.
Yeah.
Because she'll be a Reaver next year with Iowa Western.
Amelia will?
Yep.
Nice. That's good. She should be playing.
Ooh. Did he say she didn't pull back, or did he call
that?
that?
No, I think that was a cold strike.
Okay.
And they've been there. So now, that one is just to kind of see what the rotation's going to be.
Yeah.
This next one, we'll see what they're doing here. Yeah, these are the times where when the execution time is coming, this is where you got to do it, right? Summer Campbell. She's right there. She's one of the fabulous seniors out there. She's been in this position before, so it's not a big
been starting since her
change.
sophomore year.
Would you do it with 2 strikes? Just like that. Here you go. I do not want to sacrifice, but we said this, with Amelia Earhart when she missed that same exact situation and pounded it over the center field fence. That's a coaching moment right there. These are the things. It worked out this time, but it may not work out next time. So if your job is to put that ball down,
still got to execute.
You got to execute that spot right.
You made up for it well, but you still didn't execute.
Yeah, we'll take it.
Yep.
We're not gonna give you the out, but that's where we're at. Oh, that's perfect. There's the difference right there. Now,
and now we got
Mulder, one of your better hitters on the year, comes in
with a little pop
and has a lot of power in there. Hitting almost 400 on the season, but she's the one that puts the bunt down. This is the difference right now between Pella. Pella chose not to do that. We chose to do it.
We've got 2 runners
and now we got 2 runners right there.
With less than 2 outs.
With less than 2 outs, and that's how you win ball games right there.
They didn't give it to her that time.
That's been there.
It has.
I'm not sure I would take 2 of those.
No. No.
So Haley Ewell, third baseman right here, another kid that's been around a long time. It seems like she's been there forever. Now's your time to shine. Oh, there you go. Love it. Love it.
Yeah. Got the old suicide squeeze there.
You never know when you're going to be called. That's not a safety squeeze. You got to put that down. High tense situation. Every run is important right now. Big time call by the coaching staff right there. That might be the first one of the season, but you never know when you're going to need that right there. And the slide.
Yeah, if she misses that like Summer did, dead there.
Yeah, done right there.
Picked off third base.
Yep. And nowhere to go. Defensively, nowhere to go. Now you're in that spot where you're like, all right, we're going to play Billy ball and do something funny at second base. All right, they're coming through. There you go. They cut that off.
Summer was too smart for that.
Yeah. That's the U12 type. Now we're right back where we started again.
Yep.
Would you do it again? I mean, if you did it once, would you do it twice?
Well, now that we're up 3, though, do you just let her swing away?
Well, let's see. I mean, it worked the last time.
But Addie's got a little bit more pop in her bat than Haley did.
She does, but she's going to execute.
Yeah.
And that's what you want right now. You want execution. That was a great job right there because you if you're going to hit it on the ground, you want it to be on the right side of the field right now. And she opened up and she got right on through there.
Here.
This is a good timeout. So they're going to do 2 things right now. They're going to talk about what's going on, on the bases and what they want to have happen. But they're also have an opportunity to talk to the next batter and kind of get then Zaruba to kind of say, all right, if this happens, this is what we're going to do. If this happens and you get on, who knows? I mean, they might put, Zaruba, they might put her on.
Yeah.
But I don't know why you would do that with Burt coming out. You can't. That's the problem with this lineup. You can't just go ahead and fill the bag up.
Trouble up and down the lineup.
0-2. I love this situation for her. It's intense, but she'll rise to this challenge. There it is right there. They did do it. They tried it. I love it. They were going to try it the last time. That should be an out.
Yeah.
Yep. But I love the call, and I love the situation. I love everything there is about that because they're thinking nobody's ever going to do that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You don't see that very often.
That with 2 strikes.
Yeah. But I think here's when you just swing away on this one here. And that's oh my goodness.
Seemed low.
Well,
maybe it's just because we're sitting up here so
it
high.
Could
it seems
be.
Low.
He's right there. But I think this is a swing away type thing, try not to run towards that ball. And they're not. I mean, she's sitting right there. She's ready to hit.
Mm-hmm.
She's way up in the box right now. Expecting junk. Oh, it hit her.
Well, I don't think, that was perfect.
Man, I'd be going out there and saying, hey, did that hit her? Man, it was close.
Yeah, from my angle, it didn't look like it did, but
it was close, and nobody in the outfield, they're not going to be able to see that.
Nope. But we might as well just let Lydia walk over to second base because she's going to get there.
She's going to get there in like a minute, not even. Probably this pitch.
Or she can just hit a home run.
She can just go ahead and come on home. That's a boom timer.
Yep.
And a lot of that, they've been throwing that first strike, and this is what happens right there. You get in there, and you got Wheels McGee up there. Boom time. A lot of this has been really Reese's game right here because she started everything with the hit and the slide into there to start everything up right there. And now it's going to blow this thing wide open. Yep. Now it's just a matter, can Pella keep this under 10 runs in the 5th inning?
Right.
And we're not done. I mean, you kind of could see, as they go through that first one, you calculate everything. We didn't really get all that much going. Macy does hit that home run, that's great. We need it. But
now we're in the
there's
third
more
time
to come.
Third time through the linlineup. We're
now it's and you expect that out of these mature teams, right?
Yep.
I mean, they're going to go in, they're going to evaluate everything that's going on. They've seen the pitches, they're watching in the dugout what's going on as well. The kids are coming back and saying, "Look, this is what that ball's doing. When they're doing this in this situation, this is what happened."
Yep.
So there's a lot going on that we're not seeing.
Well, sometimes you can see them doing it as the one batter gets out. They're walking back to say, "Watch for this pitch" or "Watch for that."
So, Aubrey, just let that ball come to you. No balls, 2 strikes, and if there's anybody up there that you want with 2 strikes and you're going to see if you can't get something in the grass, it's Aubrey Johansson.
She's got good bat-to-ball skills, so you can.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, you want to talk about trust level.
Ooh, ouch.
Get moving. That's safe. It's there all day. That's base hit. That third baseman's playing in. I don't get why you would play that far in, especially with somebody that, unless that pitch was missed, she must have got it on the inside. It needed to be more on the outside.
Yeah.
So, man, she pounded that thing. I mean, how nice is it when you're a coach of any team? It doesn't matter what it is, and you've got a lot of experience like what we do. Some of these other teams do as well. To have 0-2 and just stand there in the coach's box and go, I know she's going to hit the heck out of this thing. Somewhere. She's going to hit it somewhere, and it's going to be hit hard.
Well, yeah, and it just comes back to, when you've got 5 seniors that are going on to play college ball.
Yeah.
You know that you can trust them to come through in situations.
Absolutely. So Macy Riley going to put a 9 spot up on this thing right now real quick. I think this is probably, we're not stealing right now, and I think this is probably the area not to do that because you don't want to take the opportunity for runs away when you got one of your best hitters up at the plate right now.
Yeah.
Let her do her thing. Ooh, man, that corner seems to be getting bigger. Well,
So do you know the rule? Because it looks, the last 2 pitches, Aubrey looks like she's been poised to head to second base if that pitcher steps behind the circle there. And so she's right there with her toes on the line. You have to have the entirety of both feet outside the circle to be considered there.
If you have a foot outside, like right now.
Yeah, there.
Yeah. See, that's just smart play.
Yeah.
That was set up probably 2 or 3 pitches ago.
Well, she was leading off like that the previous 2 pitches and just watching her feet, and you could see that.
And that is instinct. That is coaching. That is pay attention. Now you've got – she was outside that box right there, and you can take off. She was not in the circle. So, but we're going to get a rules clarification right here.
Coach was talking about that.
But she was not in the box. So it's not like – so they'll have the conversation, but this won't be a very long conversation.
She definitively had 1 foot all the way outside the circle.
Yeah. And then you got an aggressive base runner, right there. And
like
there's nobody there.
Right. Well, and like I said, I was watching the 2 pitches before that, and she was right there poised to go and just didn't quite get outside the circle.
That was set up, and that's just smart, right? That's just smart. I think all you got to do is go safe.
Yeah.
Once she gets out, that's fair game.
And now we got another runner in scoring position.
And now nobody more than Macy Ryan saying, all right, here we go.
Not that she wasn't in scoring position from first base with Macy batting, but Macy's in scoring position where she's at.
Now she's going to score. And, what a good time to learn something like that in a game like this. It looks like it could get away from them.
Yeah.
But it allows a good coaching moment for those kids on
and we got another
on the field. Yeah, there was no way that she was not going to be scoring on that one right there.
It looked
no
like
chance.
Coach was about to put the stop sign up, and she just kept right on
I was like,
trucking.
screw that, I'm going. But that's set up by the heads-up play,
Yep.
At first base. Aubrey Johansson, I mean, that's what you want to see out of your players.
Exactly right.
I can't tell you to do everything, right? And this is, if you think you can get there, you better get there. But
they'll be having a talk
something
if she
like
doesn't
that,
get
it's
there. But
no-brainer. So I asked for 3. So far, we've got 6.
You should have asked for 4.
Well, I'm hoping for 5.
Yeah.
Or 2 more,
Yeah.
actually, right here. And I honestly, I think, hold serve on the next one, go through a few batters and see if we can't get this thing done in short order.
Yeah.
But a lot of good things, even from Pella's standpoint. They hit the ball really well right out of the gate. They just weren't able to score. And I think a lot of it just really comes down to some of those missed opportunities when runners were on base. All right, well, there you go.
Yep.
Put 6 up. I mean, that's the way you do it right there, right? That's exactly how they drew it up in the dugout right there. So, but it's nice when you got, Reese Burke out there with the hammer throwing one down over there. I mean, what a great job out of her, and it's just amazing.
It went from let's try to scratch one more run with a suicide squeeze to we just
let's just go ahead and clear. Let's just go ahead and clear the bases.
And now we've got an 8-0 lead.
Yeah, and I'm not saying this is what I expected a close, tight game. This one, it just seems like the game has been a lot closer than this.
Yeah.
But that's the way it is.
Well, until through 3.5 innings, it was.
It was, for sure.
Nice throw down there by Amelia.
Where am I at here?
But a lot of this
That's-
comes back to we had seniors at the plate putting the ball in play, and they've had freshmen at the plate with their runners in scoring position not
Yeah.
able to execute.
And that, shocking to you and myself, at least myself, is Reese's first home run of this season right
Oh,
here.
really? Wow, yeah.
So
That is.
what better time to have it than at home?
Yep.
And if you can knock it out of this park, you can knock it out of any park.
Yeah.
This is legit college softball field.
Pitcher's fielding practice there.
Yeah, well, and again, I mean, they went after early in the count. You know, get after that thing early in the count. Now you got to start swinging. You got to start getting after. You got to start. Something's got to go your way right here for the Pella Dutch. So, the hair curls.
Uh-huh.
Do you know what they're called?
I learned, I was watching when you had Elle up here.
All right, that's where I was going to go.
Yep, the bubble braids.
They're bubbles. Yeah.
Yep.
So I thought I might know something that you don't. I don't know why
Well,
I would even think that.
I only know it because you asked the question during the Indianola broadcast.
Yeah, bubbles. It's like, all right,
Yep.
so there is a term for
well,
that.
and what I further learned from my daughters is that it's actually called a bubble braid. Even though it's not braided, it's called a bubble braid. Ooh.
Yeah, those are tough. Those
Yeah.
big bouncers. There's two positions that I never wanted my kids to do. One is pitch, and the other one is third base.
And that's what your girls did?
No.
Oh.
No chance, man. Third base is the hot box
Yep.
all day long, and they come in hot.
Yep.
No, mine, they played other positions. Shortstop was perfect for us
Yeah.
because you got to see the whole field, and
Yep.
it was easy. And as long as you got a good enough arm to get it to first base, you're good to go.
Yep. Now that pitch there, I feel like, is one that they've been getting and we haven't been. But obviously, we're still up 8-0. So
Yeah. Well, we haven't needed it.
yeah. Good play. Oh.
Boy, we've been here before too,
Yep. Yep.
right? But they just haven't been able to get the hit when they need it. But now you got your big gunner up here.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you got your gunner up here, and we'll see what happens. I mean, they've got
Katie Shekel, she's got 4 home runs on the year.
yeah, I mean, and really, you don't even need that. You just need
No.
a hard hit.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, what can I find one to drive? Can I find one to put out
Yep.
there in the grass somewhere?
Well, she's obviously, you've mentioned you don't know the competition, but she's hitting 431 on the year.
Yeah,
so
she
this
ain't
is-
messing around. I mean, that's all conference
Uh-huh.
for sure. She's an all conference player.
High probability that she gets a barrel on one. You just hope that it's right to somebody.
And this is a sophomore.
Yeah.
Man, these
Young
kids
team.
are built different these days. She's been playing a long time. She's been, like some of our kids have been playing for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
This is her third year of playing probably varsity ball. Two balls, one strike. There's one away. Now, right down the
Yep.
gut right there. Now it's, if you're DCG, that ball gets hit to second base or it gets hit to first, you're going to probably run right at the runner.
Yeah.
But what do you do here on 3 and 2 full count? If that ball's hit, do you come home or do you get the out? And I've always, 8-run lead, I'm getting the
Getting
out.
out, yeah.
I'm getting the out all day long. No matter what. Oh.
Yeah. Gave it to her.
Those are so hard
Yeah.
because they are up high. But when they come across the plate, they're coming across. And
Come downward motion.
And people like to make that call. You can't full count. You got to get
Can't
rid
leave
of
it to the umpire.
You can't. You got to get rid of that one way or the other.
Can't leave it up to the umpire.
Because you never know. Because it was over the plate. No backup. Nice play.
Yeah. A little bit of a false step there running towards second. But,
Well, that ball gets up, but the
yeah.
wind
Yep.
is blowing out for her, out for her. I mean,
Yeah.
it's blowing in for us. It's blowing from right field to third base, so it kind of got hung up. But great way, to look at that. And that's the difference right there. When you're normally playing right field, you're probably going to have a pretty good jump on that ball. When
Yeah.
she's normally in center,
Yep.
it's just a totally different thing. So,
Yep.
But another missed opportunity right there by the Pella Dutch. And
Yeah.
now it's just a matter, can the Mustangs score?
Get scratch
two
two across
runs
here.
and let Mike Bynum, the magician, see if he can't get home early. So where are we at in the lineup here? I think we're towards the.
Looks like Summer's coming up here.
All right. So
So-
last time she missed the bunt and then
Yep, hit the single
smacked
left,
one
yep.
into left center field.
Mustangs, designated player number 6, Summer Campbell.
All right.
And she spent a fair bit of time as the team's leadoff hitter, so she shouldn't have too much issue with being the leadoff for the inning here.
Right on. Down low. So for today's inappropriate comment, if she had a beer named after her, what would it be?
That would be a good. I would assume. Not being much of a beer connoisseur myself, don't they have like a summer shandy or something
That's
like that?
exactly what it would be, right? Summer shandy. So our IT guy will beep all that out. So. Two balls, no strikes. There's nobody out right now. Let's see if Summer can get on base and see if she can't be the one to start this off. That's going to be down low.
3-0. Do you give her the green light here, being up 8-0, or you just let that go?
You want to hit, right?
Right? Yeah.
You need opportunities to hit. You think you got this, but you never know. But you need to be disciplined, too. So you don't want your discipline to go away just because of the score is what it is today.
Yeah, she was going for it.
And I think, and it's just a different philosophy. I've got no problem either way. We've seen them go 3-0 earlier today.
Yep.
And if it's there and you like it, be ready and strike that thing.
That's exactly right. Might be the only decent pitch you get to hit.
Well, that's just it, right? I mean, you call it practice. You get your practice reps. But game reps are important, and you need every single pitch. That's why coaches will get somewhat irritated when you swing at the first pitch and you have one of them 3-pitch innings or 4 or 5-pitch innings. It's like, man, we didn't get anything out of that. All right. Gave up the sacrifice on the last at bat.
Yep.
Was able to get a lot of good things going there. Now it's just a matter of seeing if we can't put one in the grass right here. She deserves to get on the base paths.
Well, and again, being up 8-0, probably not going to necessarily try to manufacture too many runs at this point.
Yeah, you don't have to,
Just
right?
let them hit.
But I think you can't stop your players from playing. So if there's a play you need to get from first to third,
Absolutely.
you got to do that.
You still want them to make good softball decisions, but as a coach, you might not ask them to lay down a bunt or some of those things.
Well, you will right now. This has been the difference right here in how things have progressed in this game but we've got outs to give.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and Pella right now, they had some of those. They were put in the same spot, but now base hit, you move it, and then we go right back to basically the top of the order with Addie Abens.
Got Alexa Hughes coming in to pinch run for Haley.
I think it's almost a given here that you're going to see them move these runners. I think you have to do that. She's staying way up in the top of the zone. She might pull this one back. Yeah, you're only bunting strikes. That doesn't matter. Who knows what the call is, but you're only bunting strikes. You're not bunting stuff that's up high. You're not bunting stuff. This isn't a suicide. If it's there, and you're not bunting for a base hit. She's way up there, so you know she's going to square around. And this is, the coaching moments. These are the things that, from an execution and X's and O's standpoint, this has to happen. I mean, because you're going to be in the regional finals, and we're going to be in this exact same situation, and we got to get that bunt down. And that's the difference between going to Fort Dodge and not going to Fort Dodge. Same thing.
Accomplished.
Oh, shoot!
Got
there
a bonus.
Go. And the errors again. We saw, over 40 errors on the season right now.
Which, going back to they're a young team.
Yeah, they are a young team. They're a very young team with a lot of. I think right now you got to put Addie Abens on. Right now, I mean, you put her on all day long, and see if and take your chances with. The number one, although she is your number one hitter.
Yeah.
Maybe Zaruba, she
doesn't hit yet
hits
tonight.
Something sharp. Yep. You go home to first, and you get. I mean, that to me, that's the only play right here. Because a base hit, fly ball, that's going to win the game.
Yeah.
But you want to try and get. I mean, somehow you got to try and manufacture 2 outs. And this is going to be, in 6 games, 65 runs.
Yeah.
65 runs to 1.
And
65 to 1.
Speaks both to the offense and the defense.
It does. Now, granted, a couple of those teams that we played have not been top of the heap.
Yep.
But Pella is a very formidable. This score will shock most people looking in. It does me.
Yeah.
I expected that 8-5 range or 8-3 or something like that.
Which is what both games were down there.
Yeah, something in that range right there. And that's going to win it right there.
Yep. Well, and it looks, looking over here at the baseball diamond, it looks like they got done early over there as well tonight.
Yeah. Well, there you go. So there's your final right there, 10-0, 5 innings. The Mustangs over the Pella Dutch. So a great job out of the Mustangs right there. We will be back here tomorrow night. Double header. Varsity, Norwalk, big time. If you are a softball fan, you need to be here watching those games right there and cheering those Mustangs on, because those are the games right there. They're going to have major, major implications. One of those 2 teams, Norwalk or DCG, is going to win the conference.
That's exactly
and that
right.
is going to be that's one of the big things. When you guys had your parent meeting, school meeting, or whatever it is, Our job is we want to win. Number
Win the
one,
conference.
we want to win the conference. That's our first thing.
Yep.
If you win the conference, that sets you up for so many good things to happen successfully as you look at the regions. So that's going to be it for tonight. 10-0. Great job out of the Mustangs tonight. Good luck for the Pella Dutch on the rest of the year.
Absolutely.
We will see you tomorrow night. 5:30, I believe, is the first game.
First varsity game, yep. But
All right.
there's going to be 3 JV games ahead of that, too.
All right.
So anybody wants to come out to the ballpark.
For Tim and Pat, signing out. Thank you very much.
Absolutely.
That was a very good job. You did a great job.
Thank you very much.
You'll be
Enjoyable.
next in line from here on out.
Very good. Very good. I kind of forgot that there's not really ever any commercial breaks where you take a break.
No.